Oh man. Okay.
What a day. What a day.
We are live.
Oh, okay.
Officially live. Flyers Bruins pregame Ginger Thread pregame show presented by Branded Sports. As always, it is Walsh, myself,
Kelsey, hello.
the other way, Kelsey. I always do that. I always mix up which way to point.
Yeah. It's backward.
I haven't realized that yet. I'll figure it out eventually.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll
see.
Yes. Anyway, Flyers Bruins tonight. A little bit of a later start time, 8:00. Well, probably like 8:15, knowing NBC Sports or NBCSN, I should say, because right now we currently have the Tampa Bay Lightning and Detroit Red Wings playing.
Tampa Bay is killing them.
That game was over about 90 seconds after it started. And that's not a lie either. Detroit is bad.
I mean, at least they scored one.
Barely. Look, Detroit is bad. And I don't know if it's Detroit being that bad or if just Tampa's that good. I mean, I think it's definitely a combination of both.
Yeah, correct.
But, like, Detroit's actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
Just need to say that.
I turned the...
We're not here.
Yeah, I turned the game on and I was like, okay, well, that game should be over in time for us to start. No
I will not be surprised. I mean, it's only 7:32, so we got about a half hour still. But if this game's still going on as the Flyers are about to start, I will not be shocked if they're like, all right, well, we can cut out of here. Tampa's pretty much got this one in the bag, so don't worry about seeing the rest of the game. You're not missing anything.
That is important, right?
But yes, tonight, Flyers Bruins, we are going to completely forget about what happened a little over a week ago, the last time the two teams met. It's not important, didn't count, doesn't matter. What we're going to talk about is the Flyers have won 4 straight games coming in tonight.
Yeah, they have, which is so exciting. I'm excited. I think we're back at home. Whoa. We're back at home. Last week was a weird, it was the first time they were away. I think Wells Fargo is their home. It's their bubble. So I think if we lose in our own, but I'm excited. I have a really good feeling tonight, which is odd for me.
That is odd. I don't know how I feel about that. That makes me a little nervous because last time you had a feeling it was about overtime, and what happened? We went to overtime.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about tonight.
I just have a good feeling they're gonna have a good game. I don't have a feeling about if they're gonna win or not, but I just have a good feeling that we're gonna see players picking up where they need to prove themselves. I think that AV has said it, Chuck Fletcher has said it, that there are players that just need to step it up. And we can see that. And I think someone made a comment about Carter Hart is too good for the defense that's not as good in front of them. So I'm just hoping that hearing that from the head honcho, that just puts a fire under their butts and was let's go, we can be the team for Carter. I'm just I don't know. I feel a little giddy. I don't know.
I was gonna say, you look like you're all giddy right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't really get it.
I don't know what's going on. We're playing Boston. I should be nervous and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're gonna not even bother talking about last week's games against them because the first one we fell apart and we lost, and the second one
we fell apart completely.
There was no good that came out of it.
Which is
literally nothing good that came out of the second game. Excuse me. They've gotten better since those games because David Pastrnak is back in the lineup. He already has 3 points in the 2 games that he's played. No big deal. So we have to shut him down along with Brad Marchand and Patrice Bergeron without Sean Couturier still.
Yeah.
Not excited about it. Not excited about it at all. The only good thing is that now we are the home team. We can have the last change, so AV will be able to get some of the matchups that he wants against those guys. But I'm never confident in these games against the Bruins. They're always weird and wacky, and I'm nervous because we are coming in on a hot streak.
Right.
But it's like, at the same time, these 4 games that we've won haven't been all that pretty on our end.
Right.
So it's like, okay, yes, we've won 4 games. We haven't played our best hockey. Can they come together and continue this winning streak where, hey, let's play our best hockey and let's make this, 5 or 6 straight, whatever it may be. Boston, on the other hand, they are coming in after they played, I believe, the Capitals this past weekend, and they split that series. They won their last game against Caps on Monday. They beat the Caps 5-3 on Monday. They were actually down 3-0 in that game. Came all the way back to win that one. And then on Saturday, they lost to the Capitals in overtime. This Bruins team is dangerous.
Yeah.
Flat
100%.
out. And we saw that last week, which is weirdly enough, we're sitting in first place right now. It's such a weird feeling because we know that we haven't been great. And I feel like we're complaining a lot more. And we're still sitting in first place in the division right now.
I know. I feel like we're spoiled, and I feel like our players know their potential, and I think we all know their potential, and not seeing it fully. I think that's where Flyers fans get frustrated. But hey, we're first place. I mean, a win is a win. Points are points. But I think that there comes to a point that they have to actually settle down and play to win every single game to get all the points that they can possibly get. Which I feel like that's AV's mentality. You're there to win. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is your job. Your job is to win. So when that picks up in the players, should be interesting. Hopefully,
it's one of those things. I'm happy we're in first place. Obviously,
right.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh well, yeah, we're in first place. But it's no, yeah, we're in first place. We're finding ways to win, which is good. Great teams always find a way to win, regardless of how they're playing. That's what the Flyers are doing right now. But at what point it is the constant but I feel like it might be the constant disappointment that we've had over these last couple of years, where that's what's sitting in the back of my mind. It's okay, well, this is almost too good to be true that we're playing as, I don't want to say poorly, but I guess that's probably the best way to describe it, because they're not playing great at all. And yet we're sitting in first place. So when does this come back to bite us in the ass? Because it's inevitable. In my eyes, it's inevitable that this is going to happen, where we can only go so long where we're skating by and just, no pun intended, just winning these games without playing our best. So there's a drop coming, or at least to me, that's what it feels like. There feels like there's a drop off coming, and I don't know if it was those 2 games last week against the Bruins, and now what happens tonight.
Right. I don't know. I feel like I kind of just I have this weird feeling that I think something clicked, but I don't know what. And I feel like it's every year, and even in the last games, they're winning, and then all of a sudden the team comes behind or starts scoring, and you're okay, you just blew a 3-0 lead, and now it's 3-2. Now you got to play even harder. And I feel like we should be able to hold that 3-0 lead, and we're not. So I think that's where it also comes from. We're confident, and then all of a sudden it just goes downhill, and we're oh my God, well, typical Philly team, they're going to blow another lead. They're going to blow this game. But where the Flyers are is that they are producing a win some way, somehow.
Yeah, and we got Carter Hart in between the pipes tonight, so revenge game for him after Again, not his fault, but a pretty poor performance. Not this past Saturday, but the one before, where we saw for the first time really, and a bad emotional Carter Hart. We've never seen that out of him before,
which
is obvious. He was frustrated.
Right. And do you blame him? Honestly.
Absolutely not.
No. And I think it's good to let out your emotions. It's good to like show your teammates that you're frustrated. Like goalie can only do so much. Like they need to perform better in front of him. And I think that's where the frustration like definitely came from. And I mean, like a goalie, you get to see the whole ice, like plays, and like you see how things are practiced and like what goes wrong and what doesn't go wrong, like, and like, just like stuff like that. And I feel like there comes a point in time where like it's okay to show that emotion. Like I saw the videos of it after the game because I didn't watch the game, and I was like, good for him. Like I'm proud that he was mad and he was frustrated. Didn't think he would ever break his stick like that. I was like, oh my gosh, Carter. But I mean, at the same time, I think it's a good thing to let it out. I mean, come on. There's other goalies that have bad tempers worse than that. So, and that was like nothing. And he apologized. Like, he was like, that's so out of character. Like, that's not me. Like, don't make that like your perception of me now. Like, it's not like.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad at the guy. Like, I'm with you. I like seeing that emotion. It gives you something. It's like, all right, cool. This guy cares, and that's
right.
One of the things that matters the most. I don't like to see it in the way that because how bad we were playing in front of him. So that was obviously the frustrating part. But we'll see what happens tonight. I think maybe something has clicked with them where they're like, all right, we need to figure this out. We need to do something better than what we're doing. Yes, we've won 4 straight, but we can't settle thinking that we're winning these games because we're that good. We're only winning these games because we're getting lucky, essentially. That's how I look at it. Other than that, they're rocking the reverse retro jerseys tonight. First time.
Yes.
See them live and in person. And by in person, I mean on our TV because we're still not allowed to go to games. But there's a possibility. Oh. The Wells Fargo Center got a great rating.
Yes.
So who knows? Maybe
we could be in there
next month.
Sooner than later. That's for April. Sure.
I don't know. I will say though, as soon as tickets are on sale, I don't care how, I'm finding my way into the Wells Fargo Center for Flyers.
Oh,
immediately.
For sure. And it's like the little things that like you miss paying like the expensive amount of money for a beer, for a drink, like, and
not really.
Listen, I mean, come on, it comes with the whole experience. But there is like one thing like I truly miss, and I really miss like that live interaction like of the fans and like everyone cheering and like chanting, and like you can hear it through the TV, but it's like honestly not the same because like at the games there's always like that one person that like continues like after everyone like stops it, and then like to see like Gritty live and in person and like what shenanigans like he's up to, like that's always fun. And especially during like pregame when he's like walking around the stadium. And Gritty ice cream, I have been craving Gritty ice cream, and like I need it.
I don't think I've ever had Gritty ice cream. All the games I've been to. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh my God. Well, at first it was like a secret hidden menu item. Basically. Of course it was. Yeah, and you can only get it at like one section, but now I'm pretty sure you can get it at multiple like ice cream. But if you like the hard scooped ice cream, highly suggest you get Gritty ice cream.
Well, what is it? Like what kind of ice cream? What does it taste like?
It's like cookies and cream, but meets like mint chocolate chip, but it's orange and black. Obviously.
I'm a big mint chocolate chip fan.
Yeah, it's so good. And it comes in like a little like Gritty cup. It's so cute. I mean, it's the little things in life, okay?
Kelsey goes to the games to get Gritty ice cream and just follow Gritty around wherever he is, pretty much. That's why she goes.
I honestly, like, my Snapchat memories are just filled of, like, Gritty shenanigans. And that's, like, the sad thing. Whoa. I can, like...
You gotta stop doing that.
I'm sorry. Like, my memories of, like,
stuff.
Of games, like there'll be, like, a couple, like, Snapchats of, like, selfie or, like, of my favorite player at that time, but then the rest of it, it's literally just videos of Gritty. And I love it.
The least surprising thing that I think we all expected at this point.
Correct.
Back to the game, though. Only one other lineup change tonight.
How you feeling about this?
Look, not good. We haven't used the same combination of defense pairs in like
since like game 1 into.
Yeah, like it's switched the last 6 games. I think this is like the 7th straight game where we've used a different set of defensemen, which is just bananas. Like, it's absolutely insane that we can't just keep the same.
It's like the year where it's like the year when like we couldn't like have a goalie like consistent, and like before Carter, and like everyone's like, oh, we've gone through like 8 goalies in like the half of like the season, and this is literally us with defensemen. Like, we cannot keep it straight.
You're not wrong. I mean, so the change tonight, Robert Haig is out of the lineup. Gus Bus, Eric Gustafson is in the lineup. And see, what bothers me is the last time we did this, last week against the Bruins, was it against them or was it against the Islanders that Gustafson just got burnt on the first goal of the game?
I think it was the Islanders.
Either way, it happened too recently for me to forget. And I don't want to see that tonight. I don't want to see it at all because he hasn't looked great other than the first game of the season.
And he scored
power play goals. Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, he's done nothing. He's done nothing that warrants him being in the lineup night in and night out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Robert Haig has either.
Right.
But I trust Robert Haig more than I trust him.
Right. Yeah, I definitely would prefer Haig over him. That's just because I feel like it's not that like I'm used to him being in the lineup and like seeing what he can do, but I just have more confidence in him than Gusty boy.
I think it's one of those things where like if Haig's playing bad, it's not like I don't want to say it's not noticeable.
Right,
like,
you can't really tell.
It's not as noticeable. Right? Like,
right.
He's not going out there doing just dumbass stuff the entire time. Like, he's not falling down, or he may be out of position every now and then, but it's like I said, it's not as noticeable. When I feel like when Gustafson's in the lineup, you just know when things are bad. Same thing with Justin Braun.
Right, and I think that was the game the other night where Braun, like even Braun was like I think it was Jim Jackson was like, yeah, like Braun was completely like nowhere in sight to help out Elliott the other night, and I was just like, okay, like I'm like, and it makes sense, like why you say what you say, like you're like, because you notice it, and like the fact that like even commentators like are like flat out saying it on air, like I'm like, come on, like
it's one thing to be bad, but it's another thing to be bad and make it noticeable. You can be bad and still go unnoticed. You just cannot, like, we've seen that from Robert Haig, where he may not have a great game, but he's also not doing anything detrimental. Yeah, I think I said that word right. Wow. to the team. So when Gustafson's in the lineup, if he's not scoring 2 power play goals, I have nothing for him. Like, I just he makes me nervous. I'm not confident in his ability. So we'll see what happens tonight, but I can't sit here and say like, oh, yep, can't wait for him to be in the lineup tonight and making some great plays, because I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. Totally agree with you.
On the other side of the ice, Tuukka Rask in net for the Bruins. And I'm trying to think here with Tuukka Rask. He is a great goalie. However, he also can be beaten, and you can get in his head a little bit. How do you do that? Very easily. You score quick, and you keep the pressure going. And hey, Flyers, I know you guys are out on the ice warming up right now. What you're doing to your goalie by shooting the pucks at him during the warm-up, do that to Tuukka Rask during the game, because we need shots on net. That's how we're going to win.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of being outshot consistently.
Like, drastically.
Like, it's not even close.
Correct. I think last game I was close, though. Like, the end of regulation, I think, like, the Flyers had, like, 20 something, and I was like, oh, they're going to have 27. And it was, like, 2, but obviously it gone over because of overtime. But I was like, oh, they actually got to the 20s. Like, okay. We're just like
moving up in the world.
Right. Like, we shouldn't be saying that. Here we are.
No, give me like 25 shots and 25 to 30 shots a game. That's all I'm asking for. It's not a lot to ask for.
More so
it's
on
really
like
not.
32.
Listen, if we could get that, but that's asking too much right now, okay? We're struggling to get to 20 shots on net. And
yeah.
All I want for tonight's game, 25 to 30 shots on net, and I'll be okay. I won't be happy because it's still not enough, but I'll be okay. And obviously, as long as I win, I'll be happy. Claude Giroux, El Capitan, Captain Claude.
Milestone tonight.
Yes, big number 900 for him. So congrats to G, the most underappreciated athlete in all Philadelphia sports right now, at least, and possibly of all time. That's a little bias on my part because he's a Flyer. But, yeah, he's been around for a while. He's the true leader of this team, and I'm expecting a big game out of him. He's going to be revved up. He's going to be ready to go.
I mean, yeah, his wife cooked him cupcakes, which they looked amazing. And she, like, if you don't follow her on social media, she, like, joked around and she was, like, getting ready to bake 900 cupcakes for Claude. And then she was like, just kidding. I was like, that would have been insane. But, like, even, like, Gavin, there was pictures of Gavin, his son, celebrating. And he had, like, a little balloon stick that said, like, #1 fan. And I just feel like the little things in life, like, should motivate this team. And I feel like that right there, like, knowing your family is celebrating you, like, in your career, and knowing that Flyer fans are very excited for you. Do something. I want a goal from Claude tonight.
I also would like a goal from Claude tonight. Preferably first goal. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I may or may not have that bet already placed. Just,
oh my god!
Hey, Claude, number 900. Hey, what do you say?
Like, do it. Do it.
Let's get that first goal. Let's both have a great night. What do you think? Huh? So let's see. That's my one prediction. Claude Giroux score first. Kelsey, give me yours. Give me your couple predictions for tonight.
All right. I think it's going to be 4-3. I feel JVR is going to continue his hot streak. I feel I'm going to go with, like, the usual. I really want Oscar.
The same
Oscar.
3 that you pick.
Yep, Oscar to score. I'm kind of feel like I feel like Raffle, like, really needs to just, like, do something too. So I'm gonna say, like, he gets up on the board tonight, and I'm gonna say Kevin Hayes.
Okay, so yeah, we could just replay last episode, and for this part for you, it seems like
just, like, repeat who I want to score.
Kelsey's going to start leaving like 10 minutes or 5 minutes before the show ends, and we're just going to replay the same clip for, hey, Kels, what are your predictions for the night?
I also feel like Shane is due.
I thought about him too. I was thinking like tonight would be a nice night for him to get one.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing so well, and like just continue what you're doing, and get it in the net. Do what you do, boy.
Oh man, you're not gonna ride the Joel Farabee train here after his hat trick the other night.
Hat trick, what a classic. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, I think he had a really great game, and I'm not saying that he's not going to stay hot, but I just don't see him scoring tonight.
Okay, that's perfectly understandable. I'm with you. Actually, I'm not going to say this because it's still too early in his career that he's like a streaky goal scorer, but like he seems like he's new, like right. Goal scorer.
He's new. We can say he's new. Like it's not that he's like a rookie, but he's just fresh legs, fresh meat.
Let's see. My predictions. I already said Giroux to score. Hopefully first. Please, Claude. Please. I'll say it every time, every show. I refuse to pick against the Flyers unless they really piss me off, which they're not doing right now. I'm going to say Flyers win 5-3. I think we get a little high-scoring game at home, coming in off of a nice little 2-game, well, not 4-game win streak, but 2 games against the Islanders where, again, not their best hockey,
right,
but they beat a good team.
Right.
And I think that momentum is going to carry over. They had an extra day off, too, before this.
Yeah.
So off Monday and Tuesday from a game at least. I know they practiced, whatever. But I think they come out ready to go tonight. So I'm going to say 5-3 win. Claude is going to score. Konechny's going to score. I'm going to hop in and say Shane's going to get one. I'm going to say Bunnaman. I don't know why. I think we're going to get a Bunnaman and maybe a Raffle goal too. That'll be my 5. Bunnaman, I think that fourth line is going to have another solid game tonight.
I mean, I'm telling you, that fourth line is dangerous. And I don't care what anyone says. Like, that line doesn't, I mean, yes, they're the fourth line, but they really should not be called the fourth line. Like, I feel like they're just doing so well. And I feel like they're most consistent, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, they're the guys that bring the effort night in, night out.
Yeah, like, they really, like, the way that they played together, it's just, like, it's there. Yeah,
they have the chemistry developed, and, they're doing pretty much everything right, almost. Right. Yeah, they're not going to be the guys that are scoring every night, but they're going to wear teams down. They're going to get in on the forecheck. They're going to get that energy going, which without fans is something you need. You need a line like that to get the bodies bumping, throw your weight around, get some scoring chances, spend some time in the offensive zone. That's what that line's going to do, and that's what they've been doing. So you love to see that. I'm a little nervous for tonight's game just because it is the Bruins. Like I said, these get kind of weird, these games. But we'll see what happens. Puck drop probably in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's 30 seconds left of Tampa Bay.
And believe it or not, Detroit did not come back.
They did not at all.
It's so crazy how bad a team can be. Like, it blows my mind.
I feel like they have more shots on goal than like we've had.
Yeah, what is it? No, they don't. They only got 17. Right now. We've had a little more than that. We're flirting with 20.
Flirty. Oh, Matty Joseph. I forgot about him.
Yeah, Flyers and Bruins coming up. I want to see them spend more time in the offensive zone.
I do too.
One of the big things I want to see. Like, they're scoring goals, but they're not spending a lot of time in the other team's zone.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get this cycle game going, get the forecheck, get some shots from the point, just game possession of the puck, and let's set it up. Get some pressure on these guys early.
Yeah, and even in like during power plays, I feel like they cannot keep the puck like in their own zone for a good chunk of time. Like I feel like there is a part where the other team will have like these chances, like these breakaway chances, and I'm like, are you guys serious right now? Like, come on, like you're up a man, and like these people are having a breakaway. So I really want to see them be more consistent during power plays.
Yeah, I agree. And the Bruins are pretty aggressive on the penalty kill, so the Flyers are definitely going to have to make some quick passes, get some shots on net. We will see how it goes. We gave you our predictions. The Ginger Thread podcast added again. No new episode tomorrow of the podcast, but we will be back possibly on Friday for our pregame show, depending on our schedules. And yeah, enjoy the game. Make sure you follow along. We'll be live tweeting as always. And let's go Flyers.